It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for
Craig and Ryland's Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryalnd.
Welcome back to the review show. We have 5 tricks this week, not 4, we have 5. There's so much new stuff coming in, we can't cope. We're having to occasionally review 5 tricks. So I'm performing 3 of them, he is performing 2 of them, and the first trick we're going to be looking at is N6 by N2G. We didn't like N5, we both hated N5, so
do you think this one's good?
yeah, we do think this one's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking us to review it. That's what we're going to look at first. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first review. So the first trick we're going to be looking at here is N6 by N2G and Jackie. And as with all of the N2G products, it's really nicely packaged. It comes with everything. You open it up and you've got all the bits and pieces that you need. It's all very nice inside the box. And what they've done here is they've included a 17-minute download. I have to say, I don't think that's long enough for the set. This is a problem that I had with N5. I think that if you're releasing this sort of thing, you need to make sure that you've got a decent length tutorial. It was okay, but I think it needed to be longer.
Yeah.
Having said that, you know, we were able to learn the routine from it. It did cover everything. There's a few different routines you can do with this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the main routine it's designed for is like a version of, you said as soon as you saw it, it's Charming Chinese Challenge, because you do Charming Chinese Challenge, don't you?
Yeah.
And it is similar in premise, but completely different in methodology. So what we're going to do first, Ryalnd, you're going to perform it. Ryland's going to perform the main routine, which is a 2-phase routine. Once he's performed the main routine, we'll talk about kind of the pros and cons and everything that you need to know about the product.
I've got 2 coins. I've got a red Chinese coin.
With a hole in the middle.
Yeah, they've both got holes in the middle because they're Chinese coins.
Okay, makes
We've got
sense.
some Chinese coins here.
And a black one.
Yeah, and a black one. So we've got a red and a black one. Do you want to just hold the end?
Yeah, we'll do.
Now I can do magic look.
Okay, I see them both there.
Magic, watch. Hear the noise?
Yeah?
That's the magic.
Is it? No way!
Look, now
That's cool.
Hold it still, look. You can't put it off.
Oh, sorry.
You can't put it off, can
No,
you?
no, that's impossible.
Simple. I don't, and it's solid.
Yeah, it's solid, yeah.
Solid. Now I'll do it with the black one,
You're going to do it again?
but in a different way.
Okay.
You see it? And then just grab it. Hold your hand out flat like that.
Okay.
Okay, and take those ends
Okay.
and pull.
Seriously?
Yeah, pull.
No way.
Look,
No
now I've
way.
got both coins. Both coins have come off.
Can I examine those?
Yeah.
That's very cool. So that was a really, really good performance, right? I really like that. That was very good. First thing I want to say, the quality of these props, they're very well made, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, the coins will last a lifetime. I will tell you, you do get a bang ring with this, which is designed to reset the trick, because it's examinable. Once you've done the trick, even though they're gimmick coins, it's examinable, and you need a bang ring to reset it. Now, I've used bang rings for years. I've got lots of different Scotch and sodas, and this bang ring is loud, man. You have to really thump it, don't you? And when we were filming this, Sarah was like, wow, stop making so much noise. And I was like, sorry, we're going to reset the trick. And she was like, but what are you going to do at a gig? You're going to go off into the corner of the restaurant and go bang, bang. And it is actually a very good point, something to consider. If you're using a bang
Why
ring...
don't you just go into the toilet when nobody else is in there?
I've talked about this on the channel before. People are going to think you've got diarrhea. Every time you've done this trick, you need to nip into the toilet to reset. Yeah, so the manager of the restaurant's going to be thinking, this magician's got diarrhea. I think he needs to go to the toilet all the time. It's not a big deal, but it's something worth noting. You really have to thump the thing to reset it.
Like this.
No.
I
know you. No. So what it is, right? So the routine Ryland performed for you, 2-phase routine. The first phase is pretty much self-working, isn't it? Because the gimmicked coin does all the work for you. The second phase is a classic ring-off string move. Ryland used a slightly different move. You used a move by Greg Wilson, didn't you, as opposed to the move that was taught on there. The move that's taught on the set is more of a cliffed ring move, but as Ryland does the Greg Wilson move, he did that instead. Other than that, that's it. So that's the 2-phase routine. Gimmick coin, everything's examinable at the end. It's not examinable at the beginning, but I don't think that's an issue because they can examine it afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are the angles like? I think they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think they're really good.
Reset, you have to go and bang
Well,
the...
except from like here and like here.
Yeah, directly behind. But other than that, it's pretty
Directly
good.
behind, they can't see you. It's like there.
From an extreme angle sort of
Yeah.
thing, yeah. No table required. You don't need a table to do this, do you? You can just,
No.
and you can just do it in the hands. That's absolutely fine. Now the download actually comes with a couple of other routines as well. And there's a transposition with a piece of paper where you're reaching in and you're pulling coins out and they're transposing. And there's a spellbound type thing. But to be honest, they felt like add-ons. They felt like they produced this coin set to do this particular trick, and then they kind of sat there and going, okay, what else can we do with this? Which is fine, if you want to present another couple of ideas and options, that's cool. But the spellbound routine is nowhere near as good as a normal spellbound. And the transposition thing was really weak, especially when you consider that there's a lot of better transpositions out there. Like even N5 is a better gimmick to do a transposition than this. What you are buying this for ultimately is the ring and string. Now I'm going to ask you a difficult question here, Rye, and I want you to be honest with me because you said you really like this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Here's the question. What's better, this or Charming Chinese Challenge? By Troy Hughes. So while you're thinking about that, if you haven't seen Charming Chinese Challenge, myself and Ryalnd have reviewed it. It's Troy Hughes's. It was in Destroyers. It's also a standalone trick that you can get through Vanishing Ink. There are no gimmick coins. You have 3 coins, and one at a time, the coins come off the off the ribbon or off whatever it is that you're using, and everything is immediately examinable at the end. The final phase happens in the spectator's hand. There's more phases to it, but it is more difficult because you're using pure sleight of hand all the way through the routine. This, there's only 2 phases, but it's a lot easier. What's your favourite?
I'd say Charming Chinese Challenge.
Yeah, I agree. Charming Chinese Challenge is better. It is a lot more difficult. I have met magicians, though, that go, oh, I've tried and I can't do that. This is accessible almost straight away. You could do this as a 1-phase routine, couldn't you? And just literally pull the red coin off and not bother with the second move and have it, and it's almost self-working at that point. In fact, this reminds me a little bit of Conker Coins by Alakazam, which is a similar premise in that there's coins with holes in and you put them onto a ribbon. And I think that because you get an extra coin with this, and it's not for this routine that Ryalnd just showed you, it's for some of the other alternate ideas with the transpositions and so on and so forth. But if you bring that other black coin into play, you can actually do a version of Conker Coins by Alakazam using this coin set, and I'm gonna perform that for you. If you haven't seen Conker Coins, this is kind of Conker Coins. It's a very similar thing, but you're creating like a Chinese coin sandwich with the red one in between the black ones. Let me perform it for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So right, I've got 3 Chinese coins here and a piece of sort of string. Can you see that? 2 black, 1 red. Yeah. I'm going to put the black one on first. So the black one goes on right there. We'll put it about halfway down. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the red one, I'm going to put that one on. I'm not very good at doing this because I'm not very good at threading a needle. And then the black one goes on after that. Oops, missed the hole. There we go. The black one goes on after that. So we have like a little sandwich, really, don't we? Because we've got the red one in between 2 black ones.
Jam in between
So,
toast.
yeah, right. Hold your left hand there, right? Hold it tightly with your left hand. And then and lift your hand up. You're going to do everything here. And with your right hand, hold this one. Can you reach over here and grab here? Can you grab that?
Yeah.
So you've got everything, haven't you? Now pull it tight. Right, you see the red one in between the 2 black ones, don't you? Watch, if I do this, I can actually make solid go straight through solid, and I can pull that red one out from between the 2 black ones right there, leaving the 2 black ones right there, and you can examine everything. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. Like, that's really cool. I really like the idea of having the red coin sandwiched in between the 2 black coins. Bless you. And it's not on the download, but if you get this set, you'll very easily be able to see how you can actually do that instead of the main routine. And I think if you're going to just do 1 phase and pull the red one off, I think it becomes a lot more impossible if it's sandwiched on either side by the black ones. But there you go. I mean, that's what it is. It's good. It's well made. It'll last a lifetime. You've got a bit of a noisy reset, but in terms of speed, it resets really easy. No table required. Everything's taught well, if a little bit quickly. Yeah, I mean, it's good. What are you going to give it? I'm going to give it... It's difficult, and I'll tell you why it's difficult. It's difficult because on this show, if I give something over 80%, I'm going to do it in my show. I don't think I'm going to do this because I'm not going to replace Charming Chinese Challenge, which I've done for years, I'm not going to replace that with this. As good as this is, I'm not going to replace Charming Chinese Challenge with this. Charming Chinese Challenge is a better routine trick. It builds better. The magic happens at the end in the spectator's hands. I just think it's a better trick. This probably is more visual on the first penetration, but I prefer Charming Chinese Challenge. So I have to give this 79%, which is the highest mark that I can give something when I'm not going to do it.
Unless you split the percentage to do which I'm about to do.
Okay, what are you giving it, Ryan? This is going to be complicated, I can tell.
79, because I would say Charming Chinese is better.
Okay.
So same as you.
Yeah.
But I really like it, so I'm just going to split it into two and make I like it as in 100%.
Okay. So if you don't do Charming Chinese Challenge, and maybe you're not really good at coins, because you've been doing coin magic since you were 2, and you can classic palm 4 coins and drop them one at a time, and you can do portable hole and all. You can do everything. You can do all of Ross material. If you're not good at coin magic and you don't particularly want to get good at coin magic, but you want a really visual trick, get this. It's great, and it's a lot easier. But if you want to put the time and effort in and you want to do a routine like this, it's better, but it's going to be harder because you're going to have to put more practice in. Get Charming Chinese Challenge. Would you agree?
Yeah. Okay,
so 79% from me, 79% from him, unless you're not planning on learning much coin magic, in which case you give it 100%. That was a bit complicated. Let's move on to the next review. Okay, so the next review we're going to be looking at is Cruz Origami Can. Right. Yeah, but you know exactly what he thinks of it. Cruz Origami Can. This is like a 10-minute download. What it is you get a piece of black card, I think is the best example for it. Yeah. And what happens is, in the main routine, you show that you've got a picture of Fanta.
Does it even come with a force?
No, it doesn't. No, and I'll explain that in a minute. So it comes with wait 1 minute. So you open up and you show Fanta. Then you close it and you open it up again and you show Coke. You close it and open it up again and you get Sprite. And then you make a can of Sprite appear. That's the main routine. The second routine is you put an envelope down. They pick what you show that you've got 3 pieces of card. They pick one, and whichever one they pick, you can open it up and show that you've got a prediction that matches what it is that they're thinking of. That's basically what it is. It's a 10-minute download. It comes with, there's no talking. There's just music, which makes it a little bit difficult to follow. And there's no real routine suggested, really, other than this is how it works. This is what I suggest you do. First problem, and I'm going to do a performance of it in a second, but first of all, let me explain. There's 2 main problems with this. First of all, the black thing that you're folding and unfolding, it looks like nothing on God's green earth. It's like, what is this? I think it's obvious that you can fold it in various different ways to get various different images on there. I think that would be obvious to a spectator. In fact, Sarah, who's got no experience of this, when she saw it, she was like, well, that's just obvious. You're opening it up the other way. So if you're using it as just a multiple out, which is what one of the routines is, 2 routines, the second routine is just using it as a multiple out. I don't think that's very good, but I don't think it's magical. I think it's going to be obvious. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The second problem is making the can appear. Now, in a minute, I'm going to perform this, and I'm going to perform it sitting behind a table. And the reason I'm going to perform it sitting behind a table is because I think the only way that you can actually pull this off and make it look deceptive is by sitting behind a table and using lapping techniques. That's the only way you can make it look deceptive. Because the way that he suggests using it is stand up. And I'll tell you right now, I don't really want to give it away how it actually works. He's holding out the can I have to kind of he's holding out the can. I'm not going to say how, I'm not going to explain how the holdout works, but the can is basically there. So if you've got a jacket on, it's on the outside of your jacket, on the inner forearm here. So that when you're showing this thing, the idea is that this can is remaining hidden. The problem is, it's really angly. During the download, when he's explaining how to cover the angles, it's actually really funny because the video is going on about how to cover the angles. The subtitles at the bottom are talking about this and he's demonstrating it. But as he's demonstrating it, he's flashing it over and over and over again. And he just is. And I've got enough, yeah, it's hilarious, isn't it? I've got enough experience in the real world to know that this just wouldn't fool a blind monkey. It just really wouldn't. Because first of all, he doesn't talk at all about how to set this up. So he talks about where the can is positioned, and he talks about walking out, and he talks about covering the angles and kind of doing this kind of robotic thing to try and cover the angles. But he doesn't talk about how to get it in that position. Like what you're meant to do, walk over to a table and go, "Hi, my name's Craig, I'm the magician. Let me just..." He doesn't, none of that is actually covered. So you don't know how to get into and out of this trick. But even if that was covered, which it's not, or even if you figured out a way to do this, which I don't think you can, the angles are just dreadful. If you're doing this at a table and people are sitting down and looking up, they're going to see how it works. If you're doing this out and about, because the can is so bright and you're wearing dark clothes, they're going to see this. If you fractionally move, even just a fraction, they're going to see how this works. It's not going to work on stage. It's very difficult to control the angles. Now, there's going to be some people that say, okay, this is great for a virtual performance, but it's not really that great for a virtual performance, because if you're going to produce a can, and he says that, I've seen people argue and go, well, this is for social media. Well, if it's for social media, why is he actually standing in the real world doing it and demonstrating it on the trailer? But secondly, if it is in a virtual performance, I don't see many people that perform virtually that do it standing up. Most people that do virtual shows sit down behind a table. Which is what I do a lot of the time. Or if they are standing up, there's much better ways virtually to make that can appear than what he's suggesting. The only way that I think this could work is sitting down behind a table in a parlour show situation like this. I think then you've got a chance of actually having this come into play. So that's how I'm going to perform it for you, just so you see what the routine's meant to look like. Let's have a look at that performance. Okay, right, I have here a prediction, okay? I have a prediction inside here. There's a picture of a drink. Now, before we started filming, I showed your mom a picture, lots of different cards, and there were different drinks on each one. Lots of different drinks. There were some alcoholic drinks, some non-alcoholic drinks. And I asked you to look at one and think of it, and you've done that, haven't you, Sarah?
Yeah.
And you haven't written it down, you haven't told anyone, you've kept it to yourself. Mm-hmm. I have a prediction here. I'm going to open it up. Inside here, there is a picture of a drink. Ryalnd can actually see it for the first time. Name your drink.
Fanta.
Oh my God, look at that. It's Fanta. It's Fanta. It's an absolute miracle. Now, the thing is, when I do this, people turn around to me and they say, Craig, because that's my name, they say, Craig, what would have happened if I hadn't named Fanta? What would have happened, for example, if I named Coke? Well, I would have snapped my fingers, and being a real magician, I can actually take that and turn it into Coke. The thing is, I'm not too keen on Coke. I like Coke, but I'm not too keen on it. I actually prefer Sprite. Sprite is my absolute favourite drink in the whole world. That is my favourite drink. Although I know you do like Coke, don't you, Sarah?
Yeah.
The question is, can you see? Does the Coke show up on there? Okay, does that show? Good, because here's the thing: if I was a real magician, and I'm talking a real magician, if I wanted to, I could just snap my fingers and I could actually get a real can of Coke from inside my prediction. Now, you don't like this at all, do you?
No.
Like, we were watching the download and laughing a lot at how, it's badly explained. It wouldn't work. And there's a million different ways of actually achieving this effect in a much better way. Here's what I want you to do, guys. If you like the idea of showing something and making something appear from inside it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go check out some of Tom Peterson's material. Tom Peterson, the amazing guy. He's one of the best magicians I've ever met. He's definitely one of the best cabaret magicians I've ever met. He has a opening to his show, right? And I think he calls it the Lemon Game. It's absolutely brilliant. And the idea behind this is he talks about as a kid, he had his own lemon stand and he was into magic. And he shows this sign which says lemonade, $1 or whatever it may be. He shows it both sides. And then when he's shown it both sides, he rolls it up, he holds it here, he then takes out a straw, he drops the straw in, it doesn't fall out the other side, and when he snaps his fingers, he drops out a full glass of lemonade, which is much better than a can, because that's got to be, when I did it, I used a full can, but when you have to do it with the way he's describing it, it has to be an empty can. It's so much better than an empty can, because a full glass of liquid comes out, and with a straw in it, and you take a sip and you put it to one side. It is an incredible opener. First time I saw Tom Peterson do that, I was absolutely blown away. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And you can get it from Tom. I know he's released it on a DVD set as well, but you can get it as a standalone item from his website, complete with all of the props. It's one of the best openers for a cabaret or a parlor or a kid show you're ever going to see. It's absolutely amazing. And the holdout that he uses is commercial. You could literally be in a restaurant and walk around in a restaurant with this, and it would be hidden, and it would be absolutely fine, and you could go into this whenever you wanted to at the opening of your act. So if you like the idea of showing something and making a drink appear from it, I would go with Tom Peterson. I hate this. I added the pre-show with Sarah at the beginning, just to try and give it a bit of context, so because it looks like nothing on God's green earth. But even with that, even sitting behind a table, I really don't like this, and I can't see anyone performing it. It's not very good for social media. It's not very good for live shows. What do you think of it, Ryan? I've kind of talked over you on this. It's not good, is it? I mean, he watched the download and he turned around to me and he went, "I'm not doing that one, Dad. Nope, that's not me." And that's one of the reasons we wanted to do 5 tricks, because, we prefer it when we're reviewing good tricks, don't we?
Yeah.
And if it's a bad trick, we're kind of like, leaves a bad taste in our mouth. So that's why we want to do 5 tricks on this show. But this is getting 0% from me. What about you, bud?
-10.
-10%, that's oddly specific. Okay, -10% from Ryalnd, and 0% from me. Not very good. Buyer beware, don't buy it. Okay, so next up we have the legend himself, Mr. Jeff McBride, from the Mystery School, with Best Ever Not Soft Silk, or BEKOS 3.0. And this is the smiley face version, which is a limited edition. Best Ever Not Soft Silk 2 is slightly different. So let me explain the difference between 2 and 3. With 2, you have a red silk handkerchief, you tie a knot in the handkerchief, snap your fingers and you pull the knot off. You do that a second time, you do that a third time, and then when you've finished, you open up the handkerchief and there's 3 holes where the knots are. Brilliant routine, great for MC work, great for a kid show, but also works close up. You can do this really close to people and they won't see anything. It's just a very commercial routine. Shove it in your pocket, doesn't take up any space, resets in seconds. The sequel, Best Ever Not Soft Silk 3, is the same sort of thing, but you've got a yellow handkerchief. And with a smiley face, and you talk about how you've got this smiley face, and you do exactly the same thing, and you pull two
eyes off.
You pull 2 knots off, and then when you finish, you open it up and it's a smiley face and the eyes have come out, which is really cool. In fact, I'm going to perform that for you.
I really wanted to perform this, but you wouldn't let me.
No, I said I'm doing this one because I love this. I've done number 2 for years. This is incredible. So let's have a full performance of this first of all. I'll show you exactly what this looks like. Okay, so I have here a yellow handkerchief. Sarah, can you see that behind the camera? Is that showing up okay?
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, there's something on here. There's a smiley face, because I think people in the world, we need to be more happy. So I'm going to show you this smiley face in a minute, but I need to do something else with it first. And I want to show you something incredible with this handkerchief. I want you to watch and don't blink. I'm going to tie a knot in there. Can you see the knot?
Yeah.
Now watch, because if I'm a real magician, I should be able to take that knot, snap my fingers and actually pull the knot right off that yellow silk. I mean, that's incredible. Now, there is a rule of magic, and the rule of magic is very simple. You never do the trick again. The first time it's entertainment, the second time it's educational, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to tie a knot right here in my handkerchief. There we go, tie a knot. And this time, Ryalnd, I'm going to give you the power to get the knot off yourself. All you have to do is snap your fingers like that. Now, Ryalnd, I'm going to teach you what to do. Okay. Snap your fingers like that. Very good. Now, grab the knot right there and just pull it gently and keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling. And you can pull the knot off the handkerchief yourself. But the thing is, if I've really managed to get 2 knots out of the handkerchief, then this makes the yellow smiley face absolutely perfect, because now when we look at it, you can see that we have 2 eyes right there, making my smiley face absolutely perfect. Okay, so first of all, it's not difficult to do, is it?
No.
It's not difficult to do at all. You can literally, the instructions, as you would imagine, as you would expect from Jeff McBride, who is probably the leading magic instructor in the world when it comes to, the Mystery School and everything. it's so well explained. It's so well explained. There's multiple videos, talks about performance, goes massively into detail about performance, then goes into the explanation, explains it very clearly with a rope so you can see exactly how the moves work. Then he goes through setup and everything. Honestly, if there's people out here that are planning on producing magic tricks, you should watch this as a masterclass of how to actually do magical instruction properly. It's not too long, it's not too short, it's just right. It teaches you everything that you need to know and you feel motivated to go out and do it. But it is very, very easy to do. Like I say, it's perfect for cabaret, perfect for virtual, perfect for kids shows, perfect for parlour, perfect for MC. Stand up, it's absolutely brilliant. If you want to do it close up, I can't see a problem with it being done close up, can you?
No.
You just put it in your pocket and you do it, it would look just as good. Jeff spends a long time talking about how to make the routine build and how to make it crescendo. And one thing he talks about is with the final not getting them to pull it off themselves, which looks great. I mean, you did that in performance and you pulled the knot off. It's just so weird, isn't it? And then you've got the kicker ending where you have the the holes on right there on the handkerchief. Just killer. I've seen magicians perform this on stage to music. It's a great piece that will work to music. It works really well as a patter piece. It works really well virtually. Jeff actually talks about when you're doing it virtually, you go straight into the camera to show the knots as they come off. Just like everything is super slick, really good. You got anything to add about this, buddy? I know you want to learn this for your own act, don't you? He's like, I really want to learn this, which is why I got two of them, one for you, one for me. Yes. You're more than welcome. And you can practice this tonight, okay? So what... There you go. How to make a little boy happy. So, yeah, what would you give it, right? I'm going to give this, like, 100%. For sure, 100%. It's really cool. If you want a super visual piece... It's not Trick of the Week. It's not Trick of the Week. That's coming up. But it's still very, very good. I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend doing it. If you're any type of magician performing in any type of environment, this is something that will really add to your act. And if you're one of these people that go, I don't do magic with handkerchiefs, fair enough. If it doesn't fit your style, that's cool. But honestly, this isn't like a normal handkerchief trick. This is brilliant. I've done the second version for a long time. I think there's places where this version would work better with the smiley face. But there's also places where the second version would work better. But for sure, either one of them is great. It's available from all good magic dealers. It's also available directly from magicalwisdom.com, which is Jeff's own sort of magic shop. 100% from me. 100% from him. Highly recommended. It's another kick-ass routine by the legend Jeff McBride. Right, okay, so the next review, we are going to be looking at Cinemagic by somebody who's rapidly becoming Ryland's favourite creator. Gustavo Raley. It's very simple to get into Ryland's good books. All you have to do is either A, work for Alakazam, or B, produce really super visual magic using a combination of Rubik's Cubes, Lego, chocolate, and films. And that's all you need to get into Ryland's good graces. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is probably Gustavo Raley's most commercial trick. Yeah. A lot of the tricks that Gustavo Raley does, there's not... some of the methods are more suited to social media. Like that Kinder Egg trick. Where it's a good example. It's a great example, isn't it? Because you can't really do it in many environments. And there's a few other examples like that. But this, you could carry this around and you could do it absolutely anywhere.
Well, you couldn't really... Well, they're going to get wrecked if you carry them around.
Yes, and that's the one concern that you said to me, and I agree with that. And we'll talk about that in a minute, because I do want you to bring that up. But this is a really commercial trick. Like, there's no angle restrictions. You don't need a table. There's no weird gimmicks that are going to, like, go wrong on you or anything like that. It is literally, you bring out some cinema tickets and you do the trick. Yeah. If you haven't seen this, I was kind of blown away by this. I didn't watch the trailer before I watched the tutorial, and I watched the performance, and I thought I knew what was happening. And then there was this moment that really kind of kicked me in the teeth. The finale to it has a very much a cartoon style feel to it. I didn't expect to see it coming. Yeah, I just thought it was a prediction. I was like, yeah, it's kind of okay. And then it kind of just went to the next level. So are you okay performing this?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So I'm going to get you to perform the trick, and then when you've performed it, we'll talk about what we think, okay?
Yeah. I got you a free pass.
A free pass to what?
A cinema.
Oh, yeah, look, cinema ticket. Thank you, right? Appreciate that.
But there's only one problem.
What?
You're going to have to walk around looking which cinema it is.
You don't know which cinema the pass is for?
No.
That's a bit rubbish.
It might have been Cineworld.
Okay, so I just have to go into Cineworld and say, excuse me, do you accept this? Okay, right, fair enough. Thought that counts.
Yeah. Now I've also got these blank screens.
Okay, yeah, blank cinema screens.
Blank cinema screens with like a recording type thing.
Yeah, I see them, yeah.
I've got blank screen. And there's also films on here. There's film.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's Chucky, yeah.
Names and seats. Like Chucky, seat number... I haven't seen Chucky.
You're not going to be seeing Chucky for a long time.
I've seen Karate Kid, which is seat number 15. I've seen Avengers. I haven't seen Rambo. I've seen Shrek and Toy Story and Star Wars and Superman. I haven't seen Titanic, and I've seen Spider-Man and Batman and Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Those are the ones I've seen.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Some good films though, I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Now, I want you to pick anyone.
Anyone with the blank screens?
Yeah, anyone with the blank screens.
Keep going. I'm going to go for that one right there.
Okay, now, that would be Jurassic Park, seat number 19.
Yep, Jurassic Park, seat number 19, yeah.
Now, do you remember this free pass?
Yes.
It's not actually a free pass.
It's not?
It's a prediction.
Jurassic Park, seat number 19. Look at that. That's really cool, right? I like that.
And do you know what else, though?
What?
Well, I can do something really cool.
Well, that was really cool.
Yeah, but that's like sort of my mind reading.
Okay.
I'm gonna do magic. Watch, if I just snap, I can turn this into a film.
It's a dinosaur.
Jurassic Park.
It's Jurassic Park. I could have picked anything.
Yeah, and you picked Jurassic Park.
That is so cool. I love that. That's really good. Okay, so let me ask you some questions about this, right? Because that was a really good performance. So question number 1. Do you need a table?
I don't know, actually.
You don't know. The answer's no.
So.
No, you don't really need a table. Because think about it. Yeah, you bring them out of your pocket. You show it. They touch one. You don't need a table at all. What's the reset like?
About 10 seconds.
Yeah, literally, you just have to put one cinema ticket back in place and you reset, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's not examinable, but I don't think it's an issue. Do you think it's an issue?
No.
It's not an issue. I don't know why it's not an issue, but it comes from experience, to be perfectly honest. Once you've done this, I think it's a case of just putting them away. You've got that magical moment. And I love the 2 phases. I love the first phase, which is kind of the mentalism-y style thing, where you're predicting the seat number and you're predicting the film. And just when you think that that's the end of the trick, you then have that wonderful animation where the blank screens on the cinema ticket actually change to show the film that they've picked. And I think if you really play up the fact that those screens were blank and you point out to them, the screens are blank, but you snap your fingers and you spread through it, you flick through, and you've got that dinosaur coming out.
I think that's really cool.
I've worked in, I remember a couple of years ago getting a contract with Odeon Cinemas, and I was really struggling to think of stuff to do that was cinema related. This would have been perfect. Like, this would have been absolutely perfect.
Yeah. That's where we went when we went to Legoland, Odeon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went to, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. You said you had a negative about this. You said there was a problem with it, and I agree with you. Tell them the problem.
They're gonna get wrecked.
They might get wrecked. Let's not throw a thing. But
they're not good. They might not get wrecked, but they're probably gonna get wrecked.
Yeah, because here's the thing. There's like 26.
I almost broke one practicing.
You almost broke one practicing. There's 26 of these cinema tickets. Half of them are gaffed in a very clever way, and they're in order. They're in stack order. So if you break one of them, you're in trouble. It's just not going to work. You'd have to buy the whole trick again. And that's something you need to be aware of, because they're basically made out of paper, so they look authentically like cinema tickets. So if you put them in your jacket pocket or your trouser pocket and you carry them around with you, it's going to be about a couple of hours before they get completely wrecked. You can't carry them around in this. That would look really dodgy, wouldn't it? Going up to your gig and going, "Hello, I'm the magician. I'm just going to open up the packaging to my new trick so I can perform it for you." You know, the whole point of this is it's meant to look kind of
It's
organic.
like to look like a real free pass.
Exactly.
So they wouldn't just take it out of the box, and they'll think it's not an actual real full pass, which makes it so it's like, oh, that prediction was already there. It's not actually a free pass.
Exactly. So I think if you were going to do this, you'd need some sort of container. Now, it might go into a wallet, not a Shadow or a Nexus wallet or a Jameson wallet. It'd have to be like a JOL style wallet, like a JOL style wallet. The other option is having some sort of container for this. Like getting some sort of cheap leather wallet or something, because it'll take up no pocket space in there if you just threw it in there. But I think this is worth doing. I really like the premise. I think half of the battle with commercial close-up magic is showing something to people that's a little bit different to what they've seen. You're not pulling out a coin or a pack of cards or a sponge ball. You're doing something that they haven't seen before, you know what I mean? And I think that this is a great example of that. This is a great example of something that will grab people's attention. Everybody loves films. And you've seen tricks that have come out before that have got a film concept.
Loves films, but I think a lot do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other tricks that have come out around the concept of films, but the problem is a lot of them are like hardcore, full-on mentalism, while this is more of a visual moment.
Mentalism and magic.
Exactly. I love it. I mean, I really love it. You just need to be aware of the fact that you're going to need to figure out a place to store these. The other thing to worth noting, by the way, Ryalnd, is you get that Gustavo Raley does sell more than one of these. So this is the Jurassic Park version. I think there's also a Star Wars version. When you flick it through, it's got a picture of a spaceship flying through space, and it's also got a Superman version. So if you really like it, and you work a restaurant, for example, and you want to make sure that you're doing different, different outcome on every table, you can get more than one of these with a different reveal. That's important to know. If you don't, it's going to be the same reveal at every table. If you're a restaurant worker in your restaurant, a lot of restaurants that magicians work at least here in the UK, they're near cinemas, and people are going to the cinema after they've been to the restaurant. This would be a perfect thing to do in a restaurant like that.
Restaurant after cinema. We did that. We went to, while you were away, we went to Cineworld. Then we went, I forgot which meal it was, but we went to a place for dinner.
So you and I
near the cinema.
You and I going to the cinema tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah. And near the cinema, and then we went to a
big, massive cinema hot dog.
Yes.
Boom.
That's what we're having.
Absolutely. Now, so there you go. I really like this. I think it's really good. I just think you need to be careful of it, else it's going to get wrecked. And if it is, you're going to have to buy it again. Perfect for Zoom, perfect for virtual shows, perfect for close-up. Kids shows, I think this would be really good as well, because kids are going to recognise most of the films on there.
Except Titanic,
Rambo. And Chucky. So yeah, I'm going to give this 90%. I think it's really good. Gustavo has hit it out the park again. He's got some great releases. This is another really good one. 90% from me. What about you?
95% from me.
95?
No, 99.
99%. You wanted to give this trick of the week, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you gave something else 100%.
Oh, no. No, I knew it was going to be trick of the week. I just forgot. And so that means it's 119.
119. Okay, so it's 119 from Ryalnd. He has decided this week that this is going to be trick of the week. I am not going to argue with him. No, I think it's really good. I personally think the one that we're going to be looking at next is trick of the week. But I'm not going to disagree with you, because this is a really super commercial trick. So there you go. Well done, Gustavo Raley. Awesome trick. Now let's look at the final review. Okay, so the final review we've got today is this bad boy.
Card in the Ring Box.
Card in the Ring Box by Tommy Wonder.
Tommy Wonder.
You like Tommy Wonder, don't you? Like Tommy, the late great Tommy Wonder. We reviewed his 2-cup routine a little while ago. Do you remember, with the 2 cups and the bag and the pom-pom went underneath and everything? This is, so it's literally there. Yeah, you can see it.
I think go and get it.
This is another Tommy Wonder trick. I remember when I first saw Tommy do this, and he did it as an ending to an ambitious card routine. So he did an ambitious card routine, and he did this, and I watched him do this, and I was blown away. I absolutely was. And then when he explained it, I really wanted to buy one, but I couldn't get one. And then when I got the Books of Wonder, I really tried to make it, and I failed miserably. And this is something that I've always wanted, and I'm so super excited that finally now this is in my collection. This is a card to impossible location. Now, what you are buying here is the prop. You are not buying the routine. If you want to learn the routine, the company that's made these have been licensed by Tommy Wonder's estate to make the prop,
probably need the
but
book.
not the,
You probably need the book.
You need the Books of Wonder, or if you haven't got the Books of Wonder, Tommy's L&L DVD set, he goes into this on there.
Oh, that
There's a
would be
few,
easier.
yeah, which you can now get as a download. There's a few different places you can get this. But it's a card. It's basically a card to impossible location. It's based on the Caps sort of card to impossible location. But the box allows you to be very clean with this, and I'll show you a performance of this right now. Tommy does it at the end of a long card routine just to speed things up. I'm just going to do the final moment where the card goes into the box. So I'm going to perform this for you, and then I'll talk about what's so good about it. Okay, right, so I have a box of mystery. Give me an ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you for probably the single most sarcastic ooh I've ever heard in my life. And also a pack of 52 cards. Do you want to shuffle them before I begin, or are you okay?
I'm okay.
You're okay, good. If you're okay, I'm okay. I will give them one shuffle myself. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to write your name on one of these cards, so I'll look away. You can take any one. Maybe one with some white space so the signature shows up.
Okay.
Okay, so take one card. Just take it out and I'll take the rest of the deck.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Get done.
You got one?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So write your name on there. I'll move this out of the way. And when you've written your name on the card, let everyone that's watching this see the name on the card. And then I'll turn that round. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So we don't need the pen. Pen goes over there. Just say stop.
Stop.
Cool. Put the card back there. And just in case the people at home have not seen the card, that's the card right there. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, is it okay if I bury it a little bit further down, you know, just so make it a little bit harder to find, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, that's quite hard to find if you think about it, but I'm going to make it really hard to find because you're going to shuffle the cards. So give the cards one shuffle if you can, please. That would be great. Mix them up, give them a shuffle. I do not want to touch those cards because when you shuffle the cards, the idea is really simple. You are going to find the card yourself. So, very good. I'm going to put them right there. And what I want you to do is cut the deck any way you want to and complete the cut. Right now? Now, if you cut your card, would that be good?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. That is a Jack. Was your card a Jack?
Well, it's not signed.
Good point. But Jack is an indicator card. If you spell Jack, turning one card over for each letter, that will be your card. Go for it. So that's a J, then an A, C, and a K.
Okay.
And the next card is your card. I'm not very good at this, am I, really, to be honest? But that's why I've got the box of mystery. Do you remember the box of mystery has been here the whole time? I'm going to open the box of mystery, and inside the box of mystery, can you see what's in there? It's a little folded up card. Can you see that? Yeah. Let me just take it out of there. That folded up card has been inside there from the very well. You can unfold it yourself. I don't want to. Unfold it yourself and show the camera. That is the card with Ryland's name on it.
That's incredible.
It is incredible, isn't it? Lots of different card to impossible locations. The mystery blocks by Prop Dog. I mean, the mystery box. There's millions of them. There's some, I don't want to take anything away from any of those. Anybody who watches this channel regularly knows that on stage I use John Allen's Destination Box all of the time and I absolutely love it. And I've used lots of different card to impossible locations before. I really want to do this. And the reason I want to do this, there's a few reasons. The first reason is the card that's in there is actually folded into sixths, the sort of fold that you would do if you were doing a one-handed card palm. Now, I actually prefer the one-handed card fold. I actually prefer that to the Mercury fold. I always have. In fact, if you ever watch any of the performance footage I put up of me doing the destination box, you'll notice I use a one-handed fold in those routines, and I don't actually use the Mercury card fold. Yeah. So in this routine, I love it because it's one of the only boxes that I've ever found that you can do. Yeah, you can do a one-handed. So I don't have to do a Mercury fold. I can do a one-handed fold. In the actual performance, I did Gary Jones's Top Con Control, then I did a one-handed palm, and then I just did the fold while Ryalnd was shuffling the deck. The second thing is, and I don't want to give too much away about this, but the beautiful thing about the construction of the box is that you show the card inside there, and then the lid just drops down. So as you tip it out, it catches the card. So you sew the card in there, and they can see it in there. And then when you tip it out, it actually, they see it drop out. It's such an amazing visual moment, and it lands in their hand. And you just put this away, and you put the focus on the spectator unfolding the card. This is great. I'm so glad I've got one of these. I'm going to give this 100%. This is super commercial. It takes up no pocket space. It's very well made. You just put it in your pocket. It's good to go. If you want to carry it to the gig, it comes with this beautiful flight case to keep it nice and safe. And then you can put it into your pocket when you're ready to perform. And it will absolutely kill anybody who watches it. And there's a lot you can do with this. I am going to be using this box in a few different ways over the coming weeks on Magic Lives. I'm going to have cards going underneath the box. I'm going to have transpositions. I've got a whole bunch of ideas for this. So check out the Magic Lives if you want to see what I'm going to do with this. But I love it. I'm going to give this 100%. I think this is amazing. I've been wanting one of these for about 25 years. Get your stinking little mitts off that. You can't even do a one-handed card palm fold yet because your hands are too little. So it's not even any good for you. 100% for me. What's it for you? 100% from him.
But I still think this is trick of the week.
Okay, fine. That's trick of the week.
Yes.
But that's my personal trick of the week, although Gustavo's trick's great. But but just get it. If you're a Tommy Wonder fan, if you want an amazing Card to Impossible location.
I'm Tommy Wonder fan.
I know, we both Tommy Wonder fans. It's worth its weight in gold. Absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it.
And that's another review show in the bag. And that's another review show in the bag.
One day you'll have to sit here and I'll have to jump in the air. That is another review show in the bag. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. Let us know in the comments down below what your favourite trick was in the review show this week. We read all the comments. We love reading your comments. Also, don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Would you like to see me and Ryalnd review something on the show? A couple of the items we reviewed this week was because you guys asked for it, so we thought, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Exactly. So if you want to see something reviewed, let us know. You can catch him on YouTube. Just search for The Kid Magician, Ryalnd the Kid Magician. You'll see all of his performance videos. He uploads twice a week. And also, don't forget, me and Ryalnd will be back next Wednesday at 5 o'clock with another review show. And I'll be back tomorrow on Thursday with 3 videos. At 2 o'clock a shorts, at 6 o'clock a Magic Live, and at 9 o'clock I will be here with the magic stuff. So check out all of the content on Magic TV. I will be back again very, very soon. So will he. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Raley.
We'll see you again soon. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.